We're so glad to see you here for the annual Litquake Festival, San Francisco's largest, boldest, shake 'em up, fabulous literary festival of San Francisco and the West Coast. Of course, we welcome you to the Mechanics Institute, library and chess room. You are in the reference department. And this is the place where you'll find real books and real people. So we love the internet, but if you want to really get into the books here, we have a beautiful general interest library. The second floor is our main reading room. This is the reference department. We have 170,000 in the collection. And if you'd like to take a tour of the library, come on Wednesday at noon. And the librarians will take you around our beautiful Beaux-Arts building and introduce you to all the things we have to offer. I'm Laura Shepard, I'm the director of events. And in addition to our library, we have an ongoing events program offering you about 50 author events a year. We have our Friday night Cinema film series. And of course, the library is having ongoing book clubs and courses. And the chess club also has ongoing tournaments. So there's a lot to offer you. We have a membership of $95 a year. And with your membership, you come to the library, you use the collection, you come to our programs for free. And we're open 7 days a week. So if you're doing research, this is a great place. We have Wi-Fi on every floor. So I hope that everyone here will take advantage of this gem in downtown San Francisco. So before I begin, how many of you have never been here before? Just a show of hands. Many of you. Okay, great. Well, you'll find around and about this brochure over here. Theodore, could you hold up the brochure, the red and beige one? That is the membership brochure. Take a look at it. We have student membership and individual membership and family membership. So we hope you'll become a member and take advantage of everything here. Also, I want to make note of a few other programs that are coming up. Next week we have Anthony Beaver coming from London. He's an award-winning best-selling author, and his book is D-Day, The Battle for Normandy, and that's on Tuesday, October 20th at 12:30. It's a noontime program. The cafe will open at 12 noon. Pick up our calendar. This calendar will give you an introduction to mechanics programs, cinema lit, book clubs, and the courses that are happening here. So make sure you pick one up before you leave. Also, we're very pleased. This is our 4th Litquake event here in the library, and we hope it will become an annual event. And also I'd like to thank Ransom Stevens, who is our coordinator for Litquake, who's going to introduce the program. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Laura, and as long as you'll tolerate us, we will come. So this is the 10th year of Litquake, and what we experience is 9 days of literary mayhem. Over 300 authors, over 10,000 of you over these 9 days, interspersed throughout the city, ending next Saturday with the largest literary pub crawl in the history of mankind. And tonight, this is the production, which internally in our chaotic committee meetings, we refer to as the intellectual event. So I greatly appreciate you coming out, braving the monsoon, and swimming here by kayak and however you might have gotten here, or bark. So the idea for this panel came to me when I was writing a book. And I had one character asked another, which came first, matter or consciousness? And the characters couldn't seem to sort it out, so I thought, hey, I ought to do a Litquake event to sort that out. So here we are. So coming up with the notion, the concept of who we should have on the panel was easy. But the moderator was kind of hard until a couple of months ago, a novel was referred to me. And I read this novel, and the moderator became obvious. Because Joe Quirk here wrote a book titled Exalt, which probes the very marrow of the human soul more deeply than anything I've ever seen in literature or science. And so for that, I knew I had to have Joe Quirk.
Here's our problem, and it's a trick question. How can the material interactions of my brain, the subatomic particles in my brain, give rise to sentience, my private experience that pinpricks hurt and puppies make me happy? All four of our distinguished panelists straddle the scientific and the humanistic traditions, and they are Robert Burton, former chief of neurology at Mount Zion UCSF Hospital, and author of On Being Certain, Believing You Are Right Even When You Are Not. Also the novels Doc in a Box, a medical thriller, and Cellmates, a biotech psychological thriller. He also writes a popular neuroscience column at salon.com called Mind Reader. To his right, Marilyn Mandala Schlitz, PhD, is president and CEO of the Institute of Noetic Sciences. Dan Brown, in his latest novel, The Lost Symbol, based his character, Catherine Solomon, on Dr. Schlitz. Dr. Schlitz is a clinical research scientist, a medical anthropologist, and a prolific writer and speaker whose books include Consciousness and Healing and Living Deeply. I could use a lesson in that. To her right, Paul Ekman, UCSF Professor Emeritus of Psychology, is an expert on the biological basis of emotion. He is the author of the classics, Emotions Revealed and Telling Lies. Dr. Ekman is the scientific advisor to Fox TV's program Lie to Me, which is based on his research. Dr. Ekman also published his marathon conversations with the Dalai Lama under the title Emotional Awareness. To his right, thank you, Alva Noe is a philosopher at UC Berkeley. He is also a member of the Institute for Cognitive and Brain Sciences. He is the author of Out of Our Heads, Why You Are Not Your Brain, and Other Lessons from the Biology of Consciousness. Dr. Noe says that to find the seat of your consciousness, we have to look outside the confines of your skull. Talk about blowing my mind. Please welcome our panelists. Dr. Alva Noe, you've got me very confused. If I can't locate consciousness in my brain, where the hell is it?
Well, the thing is, do I need to hold the microphone?
Here.
Thank you. Does everybody hear me? Yes, now everybody hears me. Well, the thing is, we always think that consciousness is something that we're looking for. We ask ourselves where it is, and we like to think of it as like digestion. It's not inside our stomach, it's inside our head. My suggestion is that we should actually not think of consciousness as something that happens in us or to us, but rather as something that we achieve, or that we accomplish, or that we perform. And like everything else that we perform or achieve or accomplish, we do so in a situation, against a background, drawing on tools and technologies and the way in which we're situated in an environment that also includes other people. So if you want to understand how we achieve that consciousness which we enact, you need to look at our dynamic engagement with the world around us. The brain is a big part of that story, but it's not the whole story. And that, by the way, also explains the single most salient finding of contemporary neuroscience of consciousness, that there is no starting candidate view of how consciousness arises in the brain. There is none. So that's because it doesn't arise in the brain. The brain is part of us, and we make consciousness happen in our interaction with each other.